Hey, welcome to the Hug Factory, and I am here with my friend Friendship.
Hi.
And I was just rocking out at the Hornitz show with him, and invited him back to the Hug Factory for brewski. I love the Moosehead Red.
Yes, indeed.
And he was just telling me how much he loved his hanging hug, which is really unique because it's got like a blanket sewn into the top, so into the bottom and one side. It's kind of like a sleeping bag and hammock all in one. But do you want to tell me about your, I don't know, what it's done for your festival experience?
Yeah, so I'm a touring musician, and I spend every weekend of every summer of my life at festivals outside in the fields and forests of the eastern corridor of the continent. And for about 5 years, I was on tour all summer at festivals, and I was in tents, and I hated tents, so I just would sleep in my car because tents would always boil me, regardless of shade cover. And I was miserable all the time, I wasn't sleeping well, and I was kind of getting depressed. And then I went to a festival in near Moncton, right? Where is it? I forget what it is. But
Annigans.
Annigans,
Yeah.
that's right, Annigans. And I saw the Hanging Hugs vending area. And I went over and we met, and I got into a hug, and I immediately realized that this was for me. This is it. I found it. And you made that custom hug for me, and last summer was my first full summer with my hanging hug hammock, and it completely changed my life. Like I could sleep uninterrupted for 6, 8, 10 hours if I had to. I was never in a scenario where I couldn't find a place to put it. There were times where I slept underneath stages at main stages at festivals because there was no tree cover. But I always found a spot. I always made it my own, and I always was able to sleep restfully, without fear for inclement weather or too much heat or too much cold. It's the perfect way to spend my time. When I have to rest and sleep and just recover at festivals, I go there during the day, and I'll just hang out sometimes and read a part of a book. Because when festivals are your life, you need alone time. You need a place that's yours, that's comfortable, where you feel rested.
Mm-hmm. I saw a picture of you getting some cuddles too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nice.
The hammock is wonderful for cuddles, and you made it nice and big because I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
It's just big enough to accommodate a snuggler.
Yeah.
You know, my girlfriend Laura and I will just take it out on hikes and put it up next to a lake or a river and have wine and little sandwiches or whatever, and just watch the water go and hang in the hug for a little while, then hike back.
The one that you have is really unique because it's got a blanket sewn on one side and then on the bottom, so you can't maybe have someone on the other end. You kind of have to cuddle together. But how does that work out? Because yours is the only one that I've done that way.
Yeah,
so it's kind of unique.
Actually, it's perfect. Usually the way it works is whoever's on the inside can be completely covered. Mm-hmm. But the great thing about that hug is that you can use the blanket as an inside lining. So I tuck sometimes we'll sit underneath, on top of the blanket.
Okay, you sit on top of it, yeah.
Sometimes. And sometimes we'll just use it, let the blanket hang just behind me, and if I put it up high enough, it won't touch the ground. Okay. So, or bunch it up a little bit here and there. It's great. Like it's, and plus, especially with the water resistant over, but the top side of the blanket is water resistant, so even in light rain,
like dew or anything, yeah,
dew doesn't affect
even
me.
Light rain, eh?
Even light rain.
Okay.
Because of tree cover and because of that.
Yeah.
There was one festival where I had to put up a tarp, but it's incredible then too, because you get to hear the water hit the tarp, and it sounds amazing. So you know what I mean?
Cool. I'm gonna make more like that. I'm glad
I've
that
never
it
seen
works.
anything like it, and you need to. Yeah, the world needs more of that.
Awesome.
Because people just. When I saw it, my mind was blown. When strangers see it, they have to take a ride in it. They have to, because nothing like that exists. It's a one-of-a-kind thing that no one's ever seen. And when people see it, they're like, why is this not a thing?
It is a thing.
And it is a thing.
It's just,
it is a thing.
it's just growing. That's
Yeah,
all.
I always have. Actually, I'll show you something really quick.
Sure.
I always have in my wallet. I take it everywhere. Obviously, this is my wallet. But I always have. Hanging Hugs. I always have the Hero Network sticker.
Yeah.
Just in case someone needs it.
Uh-huh.
Because occasionally people need it. Where did you get that hammock?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I need one of these things. I always give them a sticker. And
nice, and you still have a few left.
I still have a few left. And
Fantastic.
I also put them up in places where I think it would make sense. I put them up at like festivals, in band areas and stuff.
Hold on a second. I would like. Can you explain? Did I explain to you what it means?
Yeah.
Or like what? Can you? I'd like to hear your interpretation of what the drawing means. Did I explain to you what this means?
Yep. The Action Hero Network basically means we all have the opportunity to be a hero, and we spread our good works throughout the world and be motivated now to make our world better, however we choose to do that.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I remember.
Basically your network is your grassroots community, your friends and family.
Yeah.
We start off as a seed in our community. This is our known world where we come from.
Right.
The hero's journey is about going from the known world to the unknown, the dream world, which is what we create. And so the fruits of our labor is love, and that love returns to nourish the community. So it's this reciprocal process of energy, not just for you, but to pass on to other people, to help other people.
Absolutely.
So it's just circulating around, and we all have our own little projects.
Right.
You know?
Oh yeah. No, that's a very good analogy, and it's also a very good life ethic. It's a very good.
It's a philosophy. It's actually not a real organization. It's more like we're all part of the Action Hero Network.
Yeah, exactly. You know? No, and I think that's also a very good message for people. Get really bogged down, man. People get really bogged down in life and the difficulties of life, and get caught in their patterns, and their life becomes very, very mechanical, and life needs to be about the improvement of life. Like, life needs to be about perpetuating and improving the quality of life for everybody, whatever that means to you. And that's sort of what I've pulled out of our conversations. And I think that's what it's also a fairly it's my interpretation of the Hero Network. As far as I'm going into the world, I'm bringing them as much happiness as I can. In return, they let me keep on playing, and they also, in return, maybe have a better day and a better couple days. And if that happens, then they're able to give back to the people that they care about more. And I think that it's all about passing energy from one person to another and one thing to another, and trying to make everybody's time here better, right?
I just read a quote today that I had written a long time ago from my friend Meg in Salt Lake City, and the quote, I think it was like, immediately when I stop focusing on myself, I feel better. Yeah. Immediately.
Yep.
And so it's just like, we can think about all the problems we have, whatever, but when you realize that, whether other people are worse off than you, or that you actually can help other people have a better day, or just like that we are really powerful and we can change the world around us, it's like, I don't know, there's just so much we can do.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, when you focus on yourself, it's always like self-centered. It's kind of like too much internal and not enough like awareness, of like what's going on. So,
and also you limit yourself when you focus on yourself. I think the majority of the happy people that I know, and the successful people I know, especially musicians as well, artists in general, musicians, artists, the most successful ones I know succeeded without it being about them. They have goals, and they have things they want to produce, and they have things that they want to give to society and spread around, and hopefully that'll influence another artist who will also do the same. And it's never about money, and it's never about personal success, but it's always about sharing and growing as a group.
Mm-hmm.
Those successful people that I know are always that way, and I don't think that's by accident. I think it's by design. Because if you follow your heart, then you end up finding your way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you end up being a happy person in the long run.
Well, I mean, it's the happiness of being with other people too.
Right.
Like, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's just not as fun by yourself. So if you're focused on making other people happy, then anyhow, your music today made me happy. I was grooving with my friends, and that's what it's all about, man.
Definitely.
So thanks for sharing your story.
And thank you for making hugs.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing.
Go team.